right, it is time for another annual tradition here at Weather World, the Snowflake Contest. A good chance for you to be a forecaster at home. I'm joined right now by Marisa Ferger. Good to see your dog make an appearance in the video there.
She loves the snow, as do I. It's the time of year we have to start preparing for it. And this contest, Rob, has been on for at least 3 decades. I know our viewers, many of them take it very, very seriously. So we're pretty excited about this.
And we've upped the ante a little bit this year on some of the prizes.
On some of the prizes. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, what is the Snowflake Contest and how can you enter? Well, we have 9 cities that you can forecast for, and we want to know, when do you think the first 1-inch snowfall will occur in these cities? Out in western PA, we have Erie, Bradford, and Pittsburgh. In central Pennsylvania, State College, Williamsport, and Harrisburg. And in eastern Pennsylvania, Scranton, Allentown, and Philadelphia. And as any good contest goes, we have some rules. The idea is to forecast the date of the first 1-inch snowfall in any of those 9 cities that we just showed you. The winning forecast, you need to submit them at least 7 days before the flakes fall in that city, or at least before they have the 1-inch fall. And all those forecasts need to be submitted by the end of this month. Now, you can only make 1 forecast for each of those cities, and each correct forecast will have your name introduced on the air, or if you're closest to the date, your name will be announced on the air, but the person who made that correct forecast the earliest will win a swag prize pack that we will tell you about in just a little bit. But first, let's send it over to Rob to get some ideas on how you may want to make that forecast.
Yeah, I'm here to give some tips. And of course, if you think back to last snow season, it was not a very active season in terms of snowfall. If you're a snow lover like myself, it was pretty paltry in terms of the snowfall amounts. Here's a look at the accumulated snowfall from the end of September all the way through the end of May. To put some context on this, pretty much all of the Commonwealth seeing below average snowfall for the season. If you think back to the beginning of meteorological winter even, it was very mild in Pennsylvania for the month of December. I remember it raining actually on the Christmas holiday itself. To give you that perspective on when we had the first 1-inch snowfall at all the cities that Marisa mentioned, here were those dates. We had that first 1-inch snow in Bradford in mid-November, by the end of November in Erie, but then we had to wait all the way till just after the holidays for State College and Harrisburg. We did have Scranton fall, I should say, by the end of November, but check this out. Pittsburgh, Williamsport, and Allentown, they didn't have their first 1-inch snow last season until January 6th, and it was on the 3rd of January for Philadelphia. For some context, we're looking at the 1991 through 2020 climate normals. The average date of that first 1-inch snowfall typically occurs right around the 11th of November in Bradford, mid-November in Erie, right around the beginning of December for Pittsburgh, State College, Williamsport, and Scranton, mid-December for Harrisburg and Allentown, and just before the Christmas holiday in Philadelphia. So keep some of these stats in mind as you're making your forecast. As we mentioned, we are upping the ante this year in terms of prizes. Marisa Ferger is going to tell you more about that, so we'll send things back over to you.
Thanks, Rob, for those forecasting tips and tools. Yes, we have some new prizes to talk about this year, in addition to the coveted pewter snowflake that we have been giving out for years and has been donated by one of our very generous and talented viewers. They are still making that donation, so the pewter snowflake is still a prize, but we have some other things to add as well. Our friends at WPSU and PCN have donated some prizes as well. And look at that. Here at Weather World, we are going to donate a winter beanie to keep your noggin warm during the snow season. So there are a lot of prizes this year for this contest. Well, how can you win a prize? Well, you need to enter the contest first. You can go to our website at weatherworld.psu.edu, and you can enter for 1 city. You can enter for all 9, but you need to enter by the end of this month, so by Halloween, to enter the contest.
And it was kind of, for snow lovers like myself, and obviously you with your snow dress today, Marisa, it was a tough winter season. As I mentioned, the rain on Christmas Day, and really didn't have that covering of white until after the holidays. It was rough. So I'm really hoping that we get some of these cities to fall really at the beginning of this period. You know, hopefully sometime maybe in November, right around the average date would be great.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that it's just always exciting to wait and see what happens.
And we always get a lot of viewers who tell us they love hanging their pewter snowflakes on the Christmas trees. It's a pretty stiff competition in terms of this contest as well. Usually we have a couple hundred folks who participate every year, and we thank you for your entry. Some of these folks have been participating for several decades.
And not only are they residents of Pennsylvania, we have viewers who have left Pennsylvania and live in other states now, and they participate as well. So it's really fun to see where everybody comes from.
Yeah, so good luck to everybody competing in this year's Snowflake contest.
And Rob will be back with a recap of the short range forecast coming right up.